You're listening to the Youth Talk with your daily host, Nasasira Kevin. And with me, I have interesting guests, as always. And one of the guests we have is a female guest. Would you mind saying hello to our listeners?
Hello, our dear listeners. This is Dina Day, the Queen of Vibe in the building.
Together with...
Yes, Joseph, aka OMC. Glad to be here.
Nice to have you, Joseph and Madinah, with me to discuss interesting issues about the youth. Today's topic is about how finances and how relationships affect the mental health of youth. And I want you guys to help me understand this very well. I want to help the young people we have there out there to understand really the environment they are living in. You know, sometimes people are facing issues, but they don't know that they are facing issues. So one of the first questions that I have for both of you is, if we check social media, we see most youth are having a luxurious life. Yeah, Babylako trips, they are always on trips in Jinja, they are always in Kapchora. They are all over the country, and really, apart from saying that it is just a show or showbiz, they are really chopping money.
Yeah.
And at the same time, this happens where we are complaining about unemployment. So my question is, where do the youth get the money? Bazija said.
Of course, you know, there's what we call acting in context. According to the youths of nowadays, you know, back in the days, the youths used to spend their time in villages. You know, they go climb trees, they look for jackfruit, and we no longer have such, you know, such moments. So this is a different era, you know, with improved youths, with social media. So each and everything we do, we get everything from social media. You see how social media does it. So when you see a youth trying to chop money, when you see a youth trying to enjoy himself, that simply means he's acting in the right context, because that's what we see, that's what has been offered to us as the youths. Remember, that alone builds confidence, because there's no way you can be there in your car room and your friends are enjoying, your friends are having vibe. By the way, we have a lot of pressing issues as youths nowadays, so we try to find out where there is vibe, without even thinking whether we have money or not, but so long as we have vibe, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. Vibe.
Okay, Mr. Joseph, before I get to what Madinah thinks of the topic, I wanted to address us to this specific thing, is that yes, we are seeing the youth on social media, they are spending some good time out there, but at the end of the day, we come back and say, we have unemployment. People don't have jobs, the young people don't have jobs, they don't have source of income, and most times the parents sadly give youth extra money to enjoy themselves. It's hard to find a parent telling you that, my son, this is money for trips. So I'm asking, where are these young people getting the money? We have, speaking about girls, where we say that they are getting it from sugar daddies. So what about the young males? Where are they getting this money from?
The first point to note here is that creating happiness doesn't need much money, first of all. You know, we are in a well-developed, I don't know, community or world whereby happiness, by the way, the use of nowadays, there's a way they create happiness themselves without even using a single penny. So don't use that thing of, you know, there's employment and people are enjoying themselves. Me as Jose or Holy MC, it doesn't need me a coin to create happiness for myself. No way. You see me posting that I'm now here, I'm at Makerere. I can go at Senate building. I post a pic of mine, like when I'm posing at Senate building. So you at home, you think that this guy, now where is he? Is he in a hotel? Is he in an expensive hotel? Yet I'm just trying to, you know, fit in a society. So you people think us the youths have money, but you don't have money. We just have little money for our issues. That's the point. So you being there think that we have money. No, we're just trying to create happiness for ourselves. Otherwise, don't confuse people. There's unemployment or what. It's not the high time for us to think about employment. It's our time to enjoy ourselves. You'll task us about employment in the future, because I'm in my 20s. Why I don't have fees problems. I don't have family. I don't have children to take care of. So the only thing to focus about is me. Yeah.
So Joseph tells us that happiness is free. You can afford happiness at a lower cost. So after the show, I'll task Joseph taking us to places whereby osobola okulya sente without spending much. So Dinadi, what do you think about that?
Okay, yeah, to me, I think social media has literally caused unemployment. Reason being, so on social media we see people on social media that after showbiz, where a guy or any person can borrow anything like shoes, like anything just to show off. Yeah. Okay, they just want to show where they are on social media, and on the surface it's a different story. Yeah, that's it.
So Dinadi is helping us to understand some of the things, how social media works, and is telling us that some of the things we see people putting on, the shoes and the shirts, they may not be even theirs, they may be borrowed items. So if you're a youth outside there, don't feel pressured when you see a person you know putting on driving that Subaru. Maybe it's a borrowed Subaru.
Exactly.
So and I wanted us to also, before we get much into the finances, also to understand more about the dating world. We have young people coming up and really they are stressed about their relationships, maybe the relationships they have with their lovers, and maybe the relationships they have with their friends. So Mr. Kadu, I want us to help us understand more the dating world of the youth people. How does it look like? What is dating to the young people in this country?
I think currently I'm at Makerere University and I've seen people dating. But let me tell you one thing. You won't find anything like dating at campus. People are just trying to survive on each other. You understand? Where I sleep at my hostel, people date for survival. That's a different context, but I think it has some meaning. You understand? Me at my place, there are girls I see, and I'm like, okay, I give them money in the first place. Not much money, but after giving them money, I'm like, now, if Singa Sinzaba what day, who else would have given them the money? You understand? You give someone help, not in the way of dating her, but you're just trying to, help the person to go through, situations. You understand? So there's nothing like dating. We are just surviving on each other. We survive on each other. A day also comes when I'm also, blank, have nothing. I'm empty. Have to go to someone. I call a day. Is it a partner? She helps me out. You understand? So at campus, we are here to survive.
So actually, before we go further, I wanted to get Madina's opinion about dating for survival. As a girl child, I've always been looked at people who have upper hands in relationships. Madina, what do you think about dating for survival?
Actually, to me, dating, okay, for me, I can define as dating as something that can stress you till you feel like you mentally disturbed or mentally disabled. So it doesn't sound awkward anymore to say that I'm single. Okay, some people just pretend that they are dating. You can find yourself like you can be like telling your friends that I'm dating without noticing that you are in a relationship alone. Yeah, some people, they are just forcing themselves on their partners without noticing.
So I wanted to ask you, do you have some friends who are dating for survival? Nga, you know that I have a friend like maybe Jemima or Farida, and Farida is in a relationship just because of money as an occupation.
I'm not sure about that. Maybe they are hiding it from me.
You are hiding those.
Me? I know.
So you guys, as we continue discussing the dating world, so I wanted to ask, most of the times the dating world has always been understood from the girl's perspective. So Kadu Joseph, as a young male on the show, I want to really you take us through, what does dating mean for a boy child? What does it mean for a boy child to be in a relationship?
For a boy child, I'm no longer a boy. I'm a man.
Wow. You
understand?
That's interesting.
So in each and everything I do everything as a man. I have my first rule, number one. I just, if I'm fall in love, I don't fall in love 100%. That's the first thing. I take I put in love something like 50%. I leave the 50 for myself. Because I know we are in a crazy world. You understand? You know, people can cheat at all cost. People can disappoint at all cost. So, as a man, always be prepared for disappointments. Because if at all married people can disappoint each other, we've seen cases where married people have separated. You understand? So, at times I'm like, I'm Joseph. I have nothing as a youth. What makes me get connected with someone 100%? That I should put my trust in a girl. I should put my, my everything in a girl. My investments, my whatever. My little money. You understand?
Broke.
I just pass through. In fact, this relationship, I just take it as a situation. I have to pass through it. It's like a stage that's going to make me reach where I'm going. You understand? So it's not okay for a youth, for a guy like me, to make relationship my first priority. But that's a first mistake one will ever make, to make relationship your first priority. You understand? You have to prioritize things that matter. That's all.
Yeah, it's an interesting submission from my brother Joseph. The boy children out there, who Joseph says that you must be a man right now. You shouldn't be a boy. And he advises you to have priorities. You shouldn't prioritize a relationship over other priorities that you may have in life, maybe like education or career. So I wanted to ask my sister Madinah, would you hang out with a boy who's giving you 50%, not 100%?
Okay, before answering your question, I would like to ask this question to Mr. Joseph.
You can ask.
Okay, Mr. Joseph,
Yeah.
why would you encourage someone to skip some skits before, like some step to skip some steps before marrying? So for you, what you've talked, it's like you just encourage someone to marry before even being involved in a relationship. Can it happen?
No, marriage is the end product. You understand? So we are this is like internship. Where relationship like this is casual. Like this is like internship. You come, you disappoint this one, you get and it becomes worse for girls to think that me, Joseph, I'm going to have one girl like this at this current situation. Let me tell you, that's not the thing. That's not what we guys are doing. I'm going to be frank with you. I don't have one person at the moment. You understand? Do you know why?
You let us know.
I've told you it's like an internship. You have to test and preferences. I've told you marriage is the end product. So it's in before you go for a final exam, you have to do tests. The reason that's why they put tests, they put courseworks, such that if you fail in this coursework, you improve in the other. You get me?
Okay, this is where I step in as a host. I think we have a lot of young men listening to us, and what Joseph brings on the table is a question of how young people are really polygamous in terms of their relationships. However, we live in a dangerous world. AIDS is real. Sexually transmitted diseases are real.
No.
However much we cannot say that we are going to leave the topic of dating, because there is abstinence. It has proved to be hard for young people. So I think this is the moment whereby we discuss self-dating.
Yes.
As a young man, Joseph, do you
Yeah.
feel like it's real right for a young man to have many sexual partners?
Now, the problem, people think in dating many girls, that simply means you're going to play sex with them. That's not the target.
What's your target?
For us, we just test sometimes we test our skills. You understand? I've told you it's like an internship. You go on some girl, you test that is a certain skill. So when you go to the other, you have to improve the other skill, the previous skill. So it's wrong for you to think that every girl I'm going to date, I'm going to sleep with her. That's not the target. And I don't encourage that, and I don't encourage any youth to go, sleep with each and every girl, because that's not good. What I'm trying to embrace is that dating different girls gives you, it gives you room to make a perfect choice. Because never make a mistake. Even those people you're proud of that are married, that have spent good years, it's not that they got one partner and they end up getting married. Now, they kept on, testing different, you get my point.
Actually, what Joseph brings to the discussion reminds me of a church I went to, whereby we were advised to be dating at the age of 16.
Yeah.
And the narrative behind dating many people is that you destroy room for intimacy. I think always sex comes from the aspect of intimacy. When people are close to each other, that's where they get intimate. But if someone is really engaging with different people, they don't get room to be intimate with each other, but they get to socialize. So I think that is Joseph trying to tell us we should redefine the meaning of dating. Dating is not about sex.
Yes.
It can be knowing about the other person.
You understand?
Knowing about their preferences, knowing about their world.
Yeah.
And I think through dating, it will help the boy child and the girl child to open up, to understand that this is not a world of single sex, but unisex. We live women and men.
Yeah.
So I want to get to our dear guest, Madinah D, the girl child. So also you are not accepting me to call you girl child, woman, eh?
I'm a lady.
You a lady, yeah? So I want you to take us through the dating world from the women's perspective. The ladies, we've had ladies complaining that the men are not ready to take on the empowered women. So what are the challenges that you are finding with dating today's young males?
Okay, to me, I think to the large extent, women are so loyal. According to what Joseph you said, so for me, on my own perspective, when I'm dating someone, I be expecting marriage. But now you say that you be dating just to test. I don't even follow. But I think it's not good to be dating like many girls, because it adds nothing on a boy child. Yeah, you just end up disappointing like people's daughters, you know. So I would encourage boys not to date more than one girl.
So Madinah, Joseph tells us that we should change that narrative of dating, whereby dating leads to marriage. I think where most marriages are failing is that when people meet each other for the first time, they get excited. they don't think about how compatible I am with this partner. So I think I'm going to side with my brother, Kadu Joseph, not because we are all men, but because he's presenting an issue that we should consider as society. Because before I go to marriage, I must understand that maybe there are options out there that would really be compatible to my lifestyle. Before going over hills with Madinah,
you end up getting a night dancer. Just because of that excitement. I'm dating someone for marriage, you understand? You have to date variety. You get to know the likes and dislikes of this person. How are they different from the other? You understand? So if you get one person like this, you get stuck there. What if he disappoints? You don't have plan B. That's why you rarely find men suffering with heartbreaks. You understand? You can't find me suffering with heartbreak. How?
So what do you think about love at the first sight?
Love at that's I don't want to call it nonsense, but I don't know. I've not used the right word to use to describe it with it. Love at first sight. How dare you tell me I can fall for you? Of course, that's admiration, by the way.
That is lust,
you can call it lust.
You think of it as lust.
But love at first. Do you know what it means to love? Love. By the way, you misuse the word love. You can't develop. Let me tell you, you can't develop love at the first moment of seeing someone. That's not love.
That's why.
So Jose, I think maybe you present
you crush on. That's crushing on someone.
Kadu Joseph introduces something that is interesting that maybe we would have started with. What is really love? Because you find people struggling with many issues, all saying love. But have the young people taken time to understand what really love is? And before going to Kadu, I want to give an opportunity to Madinah D. Because the girl child has taken much dedication to understanding what love is. So Madinah, to you, what is love?
Okay, to me, I think love is love is something. Okay, love is in a process. It's like a process where you have to first meet someone, or where you have to first know like some details about that person you're dating. But today, people just changed everything. They just fall in love in one day with a person, then they just go on like that. We see them ending up marrying each other. Yeah.
And is that right?
I think it's not. it's not because we need to take some. We don't have to skip any step.
Yeah. So that is Madinah telling us that we have to go back to the traditional way of doing things. Before you marry someone, you have to take time and understand who they really are. So I want to go to the boy child, the male child, the man on the show.
Yes.
What is love to you?
You know, there are many ways of explaining love.
Yeah.
You can have love for food. There's that love for your family members, love for your children. Now, what the mistake these people do is to use the approach of love for food, and they take it in the other love we are all here to talk about. The way you have love for food shouldn't be the same way you have love for someone, like a sexual partner. You understand? The approach, those two approaches are different.
You want to mean that they differ.
They
So
differ.
help the young people listening to our show
Yeah.
understand that approach in the aspect we are speaking about it.
So let
is
me
this
talk
love?
about this love, boy child. That love takes a lot. It's not like this love for food. When you have love for food, you can go buy it at a shop. You can get a shop and get what you want. That love for food is solved. The problem of love for food is solved. But this love for someone, it takes a lot. You understand? It takes trust. You understand? You build that connection whereby you reach an extent that you're feeling each other, even in his or her absentia. You understand? So the problem we do is to think that we are going to use the same method we use for in case we suffering of hunger, that you're going to you're going to buy something and eat. You understand? So this love we are talking about, it's like a process, a process that we don't have to rush with. That's the love I'm talking about.
Yeah. Now, one thing that I see that is cutting across between what Madinah said and what Kadwa said is that it is a process.
Yeah.
It is not something that is going to happen overnight. So to the young people outside there, you must understand that how Kadwa said that this love that you are all troubled about is a different love.
Yeah.
It is a love that contains two parties. That means it is not a one-way thing. It is a way of understanding the other party and the other party understanding you.
Yeah.
So as we wind up our show, one thing to me as your host, I've seen that is consistent that has caused problems in relationships. It is an issue of monetary funds. We have women that are saying, I can't date a broke guy. We have people who are saying, I'm not in this for the money. So at the end of the day, we know that money is a factor in these things. So many young people are struggling with finances. So I want you to at least give tips to our young audiences to understand how to manage their finances, and also when it comes to relationships. Do they really need to monetize their relationships, or they shouldn't monetize their relationship? It gets back to love language. What do you think? What would you tell the young people outside there?
Okay, what I can tell the young people outside is that they have to work hard. Because even if you get I'm talking as a girl child. Because even if you get married to someone who is rich, at the end of the day, he'll be asking, what do you bring to that table? Yes, we all have to work.
That's interesting. So, an interesting point to the girl child and the ladies outside there. You must have something you bring on the table rather than asking men Oris what you bring on the table. Jose, what do you have to tell to the young people in relation to money and relationships?
To all the young people outside there, always prioritize what matters. That's the first point. What matters? What matters?
Money.
No, to a young boy or to guys, prioritize what matters. You understand?
That's money.
And if we said money matters, then we are forgetting you, the girls. You understand? So don't cry and we break your heart. So what? Because we have our priorities somewhere else, not on you. So it's herself who has said that it's money that matters. So if you find us focusing on our money, on chasing money, and we are forgetting you, don't cry at the end of the day. So the next thing, everyone was put on earth to discover their greatest versions. So don't focus on cheap things. First of all, focus on you. You're the first thing. You as you. You're the first thing. Of all things, they are going to see you. They are going to consider you. They are going to, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's you who matters.
Thank you so much, Kadu. Kadu says you.
You.
We have had young people complaining that they have met the wrong people. The question is, are you the right person? So as we close up this show, we tell all the young people to focus on themselves, and they work on themselves, they improve themselves.
Yeah.
By the time you want to be part of someone's life, do you have a life?
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to the Youth Talk. Be blessed, and as same time, same day, be blessed. Amen.
Yage.